How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Black Metal Rebellion. I'm your local Canadian non-binary metalhead, Jesse Morgan, aka Slammerella, and host of the show. That intro was done a little differently, but here we are. This is a Nerd Corner episode. Haven't done one of these for fucking ages, probably at least over a year. But there's a few things that I shared on my TikTok. Not sure if any of you guys are following, but I do content on there that you may or may not like. They're mostly shorts. Some are a little bit longer because they allow up to 3 minutes now, or whatever, from your phone to TikTok. But yeah, so let's talk about a few interesting superhero and horror things on this Nerd Corner episode. Firstly, let's talk about Morbius. I recently saw Morbius. I've got it on DVD. Again, if you are subscribed to my TikTok account, you'll have seen this already, but not everyone is too hot about TikTok. I know a lot of older generations like myself or older, just I don't really give a fuck about TikTok. It's kind of this cringy Gen Z digital baby thing. So I don't blame you if you're not on there. It took a bit for me to get convinced to start a platform on there. So yeah, I understand why if you're not. Anyways, so Morbius, I've got it on DVD. Don't have the DVD here. I was going to show it off and be like, look what I got. But so I guess we'll just stick a picture here or here, whatever I want to decide, and we'll talk about it. So a lot of people, for whatever reason, don't like it. I don't know why. I quite enjoyed the movie. I bought it on DVD because I knew I was probably going to enjoy it a few times. And anyone who I've loaned out the DVD to watch has enjoyed it. I find nothing wrong with it. If you could tell me why, internet, you don't like Morbius, it'd be nice to know, because to me the plot was good, the character acting was good. If you saw again my TikTok, I say in there the only thing that I didn't really enjoy about the film was Matt Smith, I think his name is. Anyways, the guy that plays Lucian, or as Morbius calls him, Milo, having that weird dance that he does to that really cringy music. Yeah, that's the only thing that I didn't really enjoy about the movie. The effects were pretty good. The creepy face he makes when he turns into like the vampire and gets blood cravings is pretty neat and creepy. And his powers in it are pretty sweet. The ending, that I'm not going to spoil, leads to me wanting to see more. And then the post credits I don't really care about. You should probably know about those already. It involves Michael Keaton as the Vulture. We may or may not see any of that come to fruition in the future, depending on how much Marvel allows Sony or vice versa to use Spider-Man of some sort in that universe. And if it's gotten like a 7 or a 17 or a 13 or something really low on Rotten Tomatoes, basically a culmination of all the critics saying they didn't like this movie for whatever reason, then Sony might not feel obliged to make a second one. But I hope they do. It was good. I would give it a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it. This movie made vampires tolerable. I haven't liked anything vampire related since the Twilight series came out. It ruined a lot of vampire stuff for me. I haven't really watched Queen of the Damned or Interview with a Vampire or any of the Underworld series since that whole thing came out. I mean, I've watched Blood Wars and the other one, but the Twilight thing killed my interest for vampires for me. So Morbius has reignited my enjoyment for vampires and that kind of mythos, and I look forward to anything they do with Jared Leto as Morbius in the future, if they do at all. So yeah, that is my thoughts on Morbius. I'm glad I have a copy on DVD, glad that I finally got to see it. I don't understand why a lot of critics and people didn't enjoy this. Again, in the comments section, please let me know what your issues with Morbius was, if you had any. If you liked the film, tell me in the comment section as well, because it's good to have positive voices in these not so well liked movie spaces, because I'm pretty fair and generous when it comes to my opinion and thoughts about most movies. You really have to have a big shit show of a film for me to go, eh. So I would like to see both. If you don't like the movie, please, for the love of God, tell me why, so I could maybe understand where people are coming from. And if you like the movie and you agree with me that it was good and want to see more, also comment in the comment section. More participation in the comment section would be super appreciated. All right, moving on next to the Halloween leaked Michael Myers pictures. The images that were found on Twitter were not of the Halloween Ends Michael Myers. They were apparently a custom figure made by someone who does custom figures, I guess. Yeah, that was brilliant. But anyways, so that wasn't a real Michael Myers leak from Halloween Ends. However, according to Fandom Empire, it is dangerously close to what Michael Myers might be looking like in Halloween Ends. So I'll probably have a picture here or here with the leaks, leaks, and you can give me your thoughts on it. But I personally don't mind the homeless Michael Myers look with the hood. If you think about it, it makes sense. The working title of Halloween Ends is Cave Dweller. So if he's been in Haddonfield caves just lurking about for 4 years after the events of Halloween Kills, it makes sense why he looks like this. It makes sense why he's dressed like that. And I feel like maybe that's the problem some people are having with it, is it's too realistic. And that's kind of how homeless people dress, is a lot of layers of clothing, really baggy, really scruffy, very dirty, disheveled looking. I guess people don't want a realistic Michael Myers. They want a clean pair of coveralls with a stark white mask and a butcher knife, and that's it. That's all you're apparently allowed to have in this Halloween fandom for Michael Myers. If you change it too much, you're gonna get shat on. And I saw a couple of people saying that it looks like Rob Zombie's H2 version of Michael Myers. I don't see it. There's no, like, half of the mask missing. He doesn't have a giant beard coming out. It's not that type of look. He doesn't have long hair coming out the back of his mask either. The only thing resembling Rob Zombie's H2 Michael Myers look is the hood and the semi-homeless look. That being said, I don't mind wherever the picture is. I don't mind that look, and it makes sense to me, and I wouldn't care if that's how he ends up looking in Halloween Ends. It's a natural progression, considering the Cave Dweller working title. If he is living in a cave for 4 years, again, it makes sense, and his look coincides with that title and lifestyle, especially if the rumors that Laurie Strode paid to get the house bulldozed down so he couldn't live there. Where the fuck else is he gonna live? I guess, the caves make sense. So let me know what you think about the homeless Michael Myers look, the cave dweller look of Michael Myers, because apparently that's really, really close to what he's going to look like in Halloween Ends. Me, again, I enjoy it. Are you one of the strict, stark white mask, clean suit, and butcher knife only Michael Myers? Are you a bit tolerant to this weathered, nomad, homeless Michael Myers look? That's about it. I'm looking forward to any trailer that comes soon. Hopefully we will get one by the end of the month. That'd be nice. All right, last thing for this video. Thanks to Preston Downey of the Fat Samurai Guy channel. Love that YouTube channel. Was lucky enough to be featured on a couple of his streams. What was presented was a poster of Sylvester Stallone and a new movie called Samaritan. The poster was pretty cool. I'll have it here. There's also a full long poster that I might put here, or I might reverse them. It's a neat idea. My first thoughts were, fuck yeah, a Sylvester Stallone led superhero movie. Awesome. As you can see in the posters, the superhero suit looks pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of Rendell. That was also a movie that me and Fat Samurai Guy talked about on a live stream. Go check out Rendell. It's pretty interesting. I'm probably gonna have to recheck it out again. I will warn you though, it's subtitles. So if you're not a fan of films with subtitles, because it's a foreign film, then it might not be for you, but give it a shot. See if you can, tolerate some subtitles in your life. But yeah, this Samaritan film it's been in the works for at least a year and a bit, because it popped up on the John Campea show, and they were talking about it when it was just the first couple of like set leaks. And it's funny that I never heard of this, because you would think that this would be talked about a little bit more than what it was, considering Sylvester Stallone and considering superhero movies. But I just heard of it now. And by the time you're watching this, it probably would have been a few days ago or even a week ago, depending on when I get around to editing this video, because we got the Aversia review first. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and go check that band out. But yeah, the idea of Sylvester Stallone at 70 plus years old doing a superhero movie is pretty wild and pretty interesting. And if you've seen my TikTok, you'll also know that I find it kind of weird, because is he, like, I know he did that small little role in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and there's even some post-credit scenes, I believe, but I don't count that as Sylvester Stallone doing a superhero movie. I don't even count him doing Judge Dredd as a superhero movie. That's more of like an action film that had a character that happened to be in a comic book. I don't know. I just don't count that as a superhero movie. And I don't count the reboot one with the other guy that did it too. I don't count that as a superhero movie. Anyways, this will technically, in my opinion, be Sylvester Stallone's first superhero film, unless you can find some other random obscure film that he was in that's superhero-ish. My thought is he doing this to kind of jump on the superhero bandwagon and maybe try to stay relevant at 70 plus years old? I mean, there's only so many Rockies that you can do, and Rocky spin-offs, Creed, which, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed those two Creed movies better than any of the Rocky movies. Probably blasphemy from any of you old school action film fans, but just, sorry, he doesn't know how to guard. And he doesn't figure out how to do guard until like the last Rocky movie, I don't think. From someone who does martial arts, it's kind of annoying to not see anyone holding your guard up. But that's besides the point. I feel like either A, he's trying to stay relevant in his 70s by doing this superhero movie, or B, which is probably more likely what's going on, is that he got a taste of doing superhero movie stuff in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and then went, hey, I can do superhero stuff, let's do a superhero movie. This is what's in right now. This is what's cool. It's neat. I'm dipping my toes in it. Let's dip it even further. Let's dive into the pool and do my own Hancock film or whatever, my own Unbreakable film maybe, because that's the feel I'm getting from this. It's like Unbreakable and Hancock meets Rendell, and here we go, we got the Samaritan film, which, by the way, is apparently dropping late August in this year, so August 25th, possibly. Again, don't quote me, I don't know the exact date. I think that's what I saw, and it's on Prime Video, so Amazon Prime. If you've got that service, it's going to be there next month. So keep your eye open for it, because I'm going to try and keep my eye open for it. It's intriguing. The director says a lot of the stuff is Stallone doing it. I don't know if they actually put the suit on and the mask on in the film at all. Maybe for flashbacks, I'm feeling. I don't think he's going to suit up as a 70-year-old Stallone in this and then fight. I'd be very surprised if he does, stoked if he does, because that's kind of cool. Like, if he's actually pulling off crazy superhero stuff in the suit, and it's not just a stunt man or stunt double, that's cool. Kudos if Stallone actually does that. We will have to see. Yeah, so thanks, Fat Samurai Guy, aka Preston Downey, for, you know, bringing that to light and sharing that poster on Facebook. It was cool to see that earlier today. And I would like to know all your guys' thoughts on all three of these topics: Morbius, the Halloween Michael Myers look, and the Samaritan film coming from Sylvester Stallone. I hope I see you guys in the comments section discussing this stuff, because they're very interesting. I'm looking forward to the Samaritan film to see what he does. And before I end this, I just finished Batwoman Season 2. It's not bad. I don't understand how much criticism this is getting either. The whole let's be powerful thing. Like there's some cringy forced dialogue that wouldn't happen in real life lines there. But other than that, it's pretty good. My only problem with season 2 is the whole Sophia storyline. I don't care about Dollar Rama version Lian Yu or the dollar store version of the Island of Assassins. Like whatever island that Sophia is on with the desert rose immortality flower thing, I don't care about that. I hope they move on from that in season 3, because yes, I will be eventually picking up season 3 on DVD and watching that. I wish that R Wild, I don't remember her first name. They said Robin Wild at one point, but that was like a cover name. Anyways, I hope the new Batwoman ends up hooking up with the ex-Crow cop lady. Those two just make a lot of sense together. I know they're like butting heads at the beginning and middle of the season, but they definitely seem like it's gonna happen. I don't want to see it happen because they end up making a good team, and that part of the story I enjoy. It was a bit of a mess, them trying to bring back Kate Kane now that the other actress that played her isn't in it anymore, and obviously why they have the new Batwoman. But I feel like, are they really trying to set it up so this new actress becomes Batwoman again and comes back later? Because if not, then that was a waste of bringing that character back. And if they are, what happens to the current Batwoman that replaced the first I don't know. It's both confusing, frustrating, but also interesting, and I want to see where that goes. Let me know what you think of the Batwoman series. Have you seen it? I know they're really pressing the feminism stuff and the LGBT stuff and all the other woke things that most people aren't really a big fan of. Obviously, I'm in the LGBT community. I'm not into feminism or anything like that. That's a bit of a stretch. I feel like egalitarianism is what we're supposed to be aiming for as a society, not female superiority, not male superiority, none of that junk. And then the LGBT issues that appear in the show, sometimes they're natural feelings, sometimes they're forced and woke feeling. There needs to be a healthy balance there, and I know anyone who's not really in to the LGBT scene, doesn't have a family member that's LGBT. So anyone that just like lives the straight cisgender life is probably not feeling Batwoman at all. I get it. If you're not living it or have anyone around you that's of that lifestyle, you're kind of like, I don't care. Why is it being shoved down my throat? Even though it's not, it's just people living and existing and being themselves. But yeah, that part I can understand if people don't like, if you're not into it in the community. But other than that, let me know your thoughts on the Batwoman series as well. Cheers. Thanks for watching this episode of Nerd Corner, and we'll see you in the next video. For glory, for the rebellion, Slammerella out.